Hi everyone, my name is Marjorie and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you stopping by and spending a little bit of time with me today. In my video today, I will be creating this cherry wreath, and I got the sign from Craft Outlet. And here I'm just taking two cable mounts to attach to the back of the sign so I can attach them better to the wreath frame. Now you don't have to do this, but I use a little bit of super glue, Gorilla super glue, and I add just a little bit to the back of the mounts, and then I'll go around the edges of the mount with some Gorilla hot glue. I just love Gorilla products, and so I actually learned this trick from another wreath maker. His name is Damon from Deco Exchange. He creates some really awesome wreaths, so that's where I got this little tip from. So I take my Dollar Tree wreath frame, and on the two inner rings I attach one pipe cleaner. On the two outer rings I attach two pipe cleaners. And in each section, there's 6 sections, and it's where the crossbars are. In between the two crossbars is a section, so there's a total of 3 pipe cleaners that go into each. So you have a total of 18 pipe cleaners. Here I've got this 21-inch Deco mesh. Can't remember where I got it from. I've had it for a while. I just don't remember where I got it from. And so I'm just actually attaching it with a zip tie to one of the crossbars. And this is how I always start my wreaths. You don't have to. Other wreath makers, they attach it to the first pipe cleaner. I don't do that. Everybody has their own little things that they do, and you will find your own. So I measure out 10 inches from the zip tie, and I do a 10-inch poof, and then from each pipe cleaner I measure out another 10-inch to create 10-inch poofs. Now I'll do that all the way around the bottom edge, and then I'll move up into the middle of the wreath. And here I'm just showing you I've finished with all my poofs, so I'm actually just going to finish off this wreath the same way I started and attach it to a crossbar on the wreath frame, and then I will just trim off the ends of it. And here I have everything all poofed out, and I'm just taking some of this red and white Deco mesh. I want to say I got it from Craft Outlet too, and I just made some curls. I want to say I cut them at 10 inches and just curled them in, and I'm taking 2 and I'm crisscrossing them and going to put 1 set in each of the pipe cleaners. Now I don't make my curls too tight. I think it looks better with the big loops. Now I know some people do like to make the curls really tight. That's just not me. But here it is with all of the curls in it, and it looks pretty cute. And then these are my beautiful ribbons. Y'all know I love plaid and gingham and all that stuff. I've got the ribbons from Craft Outlet, and they are just too stinking cute. It's the black and white gingham with the cherries on it, and then the blue plaid. And I just cut them at 14 inches, put one on top of the other one, fold it in half to find the middle point, and then I just pinch it in the middle and curl the ends of the tails, and I attach them to each of the pipe cleaners. Now I typically use just 2 different ribbons, and but you can definitely use multiple ribbons in your in your wreaths. I don't know. I've been thinking about changing and doing more different ribbons in my wreath, but we'll see how it goes. So here I'm just attaching. I don't think I showed you, but I had put some pipe cleaners in the cable mounts on the back of the sign, and I'm just using it to attach my sign to the wreath. Now I think I put 16 ribbon sets all around the wreath, and that's because I make pretty big bows, and so there's no point in putting the tails where the bow is gonna go, so I just have more of that ribbon to put into my bow. So I think it was an 8-inch tail to start with, and then probably like a 14-inch tail that I cut off the long one. And then I'm just gonna alternate my ribbons to make this really big, beautiful bow. Now, I do like, when I have my bows, I do like to have some 1.5-inch ribbon in my bows as well. And I like to have odd numbers. Typically, I have 3 different colors in my bows. But again, you can definitely use more. But the reason I do at least 3 is because when I alternate them, I don't want the blue, I don't want the same ribbons right on top of each other. That way, like on here, I had a blue and then a buffalo check with the cherries, and then a white versus a blue, the cherries of the blue. That's just a preference of mine. But definitely, when you start getting used to bows and stuff like that, then you'll find your little niche, and you'll make it the way you like it. But I love big fluffy bows, so I'm just putting a whole bunch of ribbon in here. And also, I mean, you can do multiple loops at one time. I mean, you could do 4 loops of the blue, 3 loops of the cherries, 2 loops of the white, and just kind of mix it up however you want to. No rhyme or reason. That's the good thing about making a wreath. And let me tell you, there's a lot of times, to me, it's kind of hard to mess up a wreath. I know there's a lot of people that are scared to do the deco mesh or don't think that they'll be good enough. In my opinion, it's hard to mess up. So take a stab at it, enjoy life. You might find a new craft idea that you like. So just don't let your fears stand in the way of your beautiful creations. So here I am, just taking a pipe cleaner and twisting the bow on it. I like to twist the bow and not the pipe cleaner. It's easier for my hands that way, for my arthritis, it's a lot easier. But here I'm just dovetailing all the ends, and then I will fluff out my bow to make it all nice and pretty. So here I'm just going to attach my beautiful bow onto the rail. Some people like to stick the pipe cleaners through their deco mesh. I typically don't do that unless I don't think it's gonna hold, if I don't think it's gonna be sturdy. But I like to just move it in between the deco mesh. But some people like to put it in between the Deco mesh because it'll help give it a little height and stuff like that, and it'll help keep it sturdy. I don't know about you, but these colors on this wreath are just gorgeous. I love this wreath. Not that I'm partial to myself, but here we go. Here's the end product. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a very blessed day.